गुड मॉर्निंग। सूरज सिंह। जय भारत। भारत का संविधान की जय। वंदे मातरम। क्या कहें, दिस इज ऑल टू से इंटरेस्टिंग वन एन इम्पोर्टेंट वन. This is regarding our country. Sujalam Sufalam, Sujalam Sufalam, Malleja Sheetalam, Sasasya Shyamla Matram, Shubh Jyotsanam, Pulkitam Yaminim, Pulkusumit Ndrum Dal Shobhanim, Suhasini Samudram Bhashinim, Subhatra Vada Matram Vande Matram, Saptkoti Kantikal Kalvina Nirad Krali, तभी सप्त कोटि मुझे धरत कर करवाले. हे भोले माँ तुम अबले बहुबल परिमे नमामिनी तारिणम तलुर्माणयम. I'll just go to speak in English because it's very difficult to speak English. The translation is, Mother, I salute thee, rich with thy hurrying streams, bright with orchard gleams, cool with thy winds of delight, green fields waving, mother of might, mother free, glory of moonlight dreams o'er branches and lordly streams, clad in my blossoming trees, mother giver is, laughing low and sweet, mother I kiss thy feet, Vande Mataram. Once again, Mother, I salute thee, rich with thy hurrying stream, bright with orchard gleams, cool with thy winds of light, green fields waving, mother of might, mother free, glory of moonlight dreams over branches and lordly streams, clad in my blossoming trees, mother giver of ease. Laughing, low and sweet, mother, I kiss thy feet, Vande Mataram. Mother, to thee I bow, who hath said thou art weak in thy lands, when swords flash out in 70 million hands, in 70 million voices roar, thy dreadful name from shore to shore, with men stands, who art mighty and stored. To thee I call mother, and Lord, thou who saves, art and save. To her I cry, whoever have foredraw back between plain and seas, and shepherds also free. Thou art wisdom, thou art law, thou art heart or soul or breath, thou art love divine, all in our hearts that conquers death. Thine strength that never our arm, thine beauty, thine charm. Every image made divine in our temples is best time. Thou art Durga, lady and queen, with her hands that strike and her swords sheen. Thou art Lakshmi, lotus throne, and muse a hundred tone, pure and perfect thou bear, motherland thy ear. Rich with thy hearing streams, bright with thy orchard gleams, dark of hue, candid fair, in solid jewelled hair, and glorious smile divine, loveliest of all earthly lands, showering wealthy for all, from well-stored hands, mother, mother mine, mother sweet, I bow to thee, mother great and feel. Vande Mataram. This was by translation by Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo. Mother, I salute thee. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Are we really that? Are we maintaining this? Questions that. 1947 to 2019, our journey full of complexities, full of problems, and full of everything. Prior to independence from British, so much happened. Lakhs lived their lives. Millions led their lives as Congress leaders. Congress means not Congress party. Congress means public. Public of Bharat, including everybody who, participated, who were involved with freedom struggle. I'm talking about all those, and also those who were opposing freedom struggle. I'm also talking about those. After all, this nation belongs to everybody. So we say, Mother, I salute thee. Yes, we salute Mother, but salute physically or spiritually or inclusively. Question arises. Our Mother is completely full of every happiness, rich with hovering streams. We are explaining what a mother is. Our mother is spiritual, physical, biological, and mentally built. That is what it is explaining, that it is rich, it is fruitful, it's cool with light and delight, it's giving green fields, waving mother of might, mother free. Mother, I salute thee, rich with thy hurrying streams, bright with orchard gleams, cool with thy winds of delight, green fields waving mother of might, mother free, glory of moonlight dreams, over branches and lowery streams, cloud in the blossoming trees, mother king of ease, laughing low and sweet, mother, I kiss thy feet, one day, mother. Well, in song it looks nice, very nice to chant, to understand. Suzlam, Suflam, Malya Sitlam, Sujalam, Suflam, Malyaja Shitlam, Sasasya Shyamala Matram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulikat Yaminim, Pulkusumit Dal Shobhanim, Suhasini, Sumdurbhasinam, Sukhaduvranda Matram. Well, I'll stop here just to see what we are, just to analyze our past and understand our lessons from past, because past means a teacher, history means a teacher. If you do not learn from history, it's record, it's not simply record, it's a continuity of learning and teaching. We have to learn where we made mistakes and what we have to move further with, or we have to repeat mistakes. That's a kind of history our past teaches us for improving our present and then moving into our future. Everything is available to understand. We got so much lost in our struggles of freedom, and then we got into a new liberated land from British masters, enemies, our tormentors. We got into 47, but for what we got into 47, that is a question mark. Did we have an idea that what we have today, 2019, we contemplated that in that time of 1947 and before 1857 to 1947? That's a big question mark. That Congress was public, that Congress was not a political party. But now, where is that Congress? Where are those people? Where is that nation? And where is the Satyam and Jyete? Are we complying with the constitution of this country? Are we taking into consideration our duties and rights? Are we tallying our rights with duties? Are we following equation means right must be given to everybody, must be availed once duties are fulfilled? Is that not a question mark? Should we not understand that? We have to understand that. But are we understanding that? We just see constitution of this country. Yes, there is a constitution. But is it a book? Is it only a reference? Or we have to understand and comply that constitution we consider just in namesake, just like we consider Vande Mataram in namesake. Do we understand Vande Mataram? Do we understand what's our Jan Gana Man Adhinayak Jayo He Bharat Bhagya Vidata? Or we just sing for sake of formality and regard and honor which is not real honor, or we accordingly do that? So there are so many questions. Every citizen has to answer. Leaders are not going to answer because leaders do not comply with them. Leaders have forgotten what was independence movement, what level of blood was lost, how many people lost their lives, and public also forgot that, particularly young generation in this country, because young generation got everything cooked and they are only interested in taking in and eating that and consuming that. But those people who were really involved in our struggles are generally no more. So there is a gap to understand what was that movement and what was value of that movement and what is value of freedom fruits that we got today. Just 72 years have gone, not 700 years. 72 years, if you think, is not a very long period to be considered for a nation. I'm not considering for a family or for an individual life, for an individual life, but for a nation, a period of 72 years cannot be considered very long. Still, we are kid, we are in infancy as a nation. And if we are kids or infants, that means all kids make mistakes, all kids are naughty, and we are also that. Could not understand ourselves. We just are excited, still excited that we are free from English, British, and previous regimes, whosoever they were. But how far shall we act like infants and children or students that we have to see, and we have to find a time that can bear us from being children, from being kids? Vande Mataram speaks so much. Do we understand that? Are we regarding ourselves, our land, our nature, our seas, our waters, our lands, crops, everything? Are we giving due credit to those, or to that Mata we call, Vande Mataram, motherland we call? Are we really regarding our motherland? Do we consider ourselves children of motherland and Prithvi Mata? My answer is no. We have changed so much in 72 years that we cannot even evaluate that what level of changes we have got. बहुत कुछ सोचा हमने वंदे मातरम के बारे में, जिसके बारे में शोर मचता है आज तक, बहुत मचता है राजनीतिक तौर पर, जो नहीं मचना चाहिए, क्योंकि माता 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 की जमीन, मातरम, वंदे मातरम, माता को सैल्यूट, माता को नमस्कार, माता को झुक के नमस्कार, माता के चरणों में नमस्कार, ये सब हम जो करते हैं, जनगण मन जगह हम बोलते हैं, हम समझते कितना है, कितनी इसकी हम इज्जत करते हैं, कितनी शक्ति को हम नमन करते हैं। सवाल इस चीज का है, हमें राजनीतिक नमन नहीं करना है, हमें वास्तविक नमन करना है। हमें ये जानना है कि आखिर ये सब क्या है, ये पृथ्वी, ये जमीन, ये भारत की जमीन, ये सारे रिसोर्सेस यहाँ पर प्रकृति के दिए हुए, फसल, सब कुछ ऊपर से नीचे तक जितना भी इसको मिलता है, वही तो भारत होता है, जो हमें पालती है, हमें रखती है, हमें सब कुछ देती है। लेकिन हम क्या मानते हैं उसको? क्या हम बस शोर मचाने के लिए हैं? या स्वतंत्रता इसीलिए मिली थी कि आप इनका शोर मचाते रहिए और राजनीति में इनका उपयोग करते रहिए, अपने समाज में, अपने विकास में नहीं? हमने क्या सीखा है भूतकाल से? हमने क्या सीखा है उस समय से, 1857 से 1947 तक, जो एक ऐसा समय रहा है जिसमें हम कुछ थे ही नहीं सिवाय लड़ने के लिए उन लोगों से जो हमारे ऊपर राज करते रहे हैं, हमारे वो जिनके हम गुलाम रहे हैं, वो एक तरह से हमारे दुश्मन। हम क्या वो सब भूल जाते हैं? हम सब भूल जाते हैं उन लोगों को जिन करोड़ों लोगों ने हमारे लिए अपनी जिंदगियां खोई, अपने सब कुछ सुख खोए। वो लोग जो चले गए आज शायद नहीं है, हम वो सब क्यों नहीं समझ पाते? हम क्यों चाहते हैं सब कुछ हमें फ्री में फंड में बैठे बैठाए मिल गया? क्या हम ऐसा सोचने लगे हैं? हम अभी बच्चे हैं, क्योंकि सिर्फ 72 साल हुए हैं आज़ादी को प्राप्त हुए, और 72 साल का समय, 72 वर्ष का समय किसी भी देश की, किसी भी आप कह सकते हैं विश्व के अंदर देश की इतना लंबा पीरियड नहीं, समय नहीं माना जा सकता कि हम बहुत आगे बढ़ चुके हैं। 72 साल का मतलब शायद अभी हम बच्चे ही हैं, खेलने कूदने वाले, उछल कूद करने वाले, और वही हम कर रहे हैं। ना तो हम कह सकते हैं सीरियस हैं किसी बात में, गंभीर है उस बात में कि हम आगे कैसे बढ़े, हमारी क्या उत्तरदायित्व है, हम इसको क्या समझते हैं? क्या ये प्रश्न नहीं उठना चाहिए कि हमारा ये बचपना, हमारा ये छोटे उम्र का खेल खाव का रंगा, हमारी गलियों में भागना, उछल कूद करना, गेम खेलना, ये अगर कब समाप्त होगा? कब हम सोचने लगेंगे? तो सोचना ही नहीं, सोच के करने लगेंगे। कब हम इतने गंभीर होंगे कि हम सही फैसले ले सकें? कब तक हम दूसरों की तरफ ताक झांक करेंगे कि आप हमें बताओ हम किस तरफ जाएं? ये बहुत बड़ा विषय है। गाना गा देना, जनगण गा के खुश हो जाना, ये हम खड़े हो गए, हम 52 सेकंड में इज्जत दे दी। इज्जत देना काफी नहीं, इज्जत दीजिए आप, मान सम्मान तो होना ही चाहिए, ऑनर है, राष्ट्रीय ऑनर है, ये कुछ भी हो सकता है राष्ट्रीय ऑनर। हम जमीन को सलाम करते हैं, भारत की, सब कुछ करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं, लेकिन क्या हम भारत को समझते हैं? डू वी अंडरस्टैंड वेयर भारत इज, व्हाट भारत इज? इज भारत दिस लैंड? इज भारत रिवर्स? इज भारत क्रॉप्स? Is Bharat sun? Is Bharat moon? Is Bharat day? Is Bharat night? The question arises, what really Bharat is? All land is Bharat indeed. We call it Bharat. It is Bharat. It is India. But real Bharat are those people of this country, total population of this country, irrespective of whatever faith we have, whatever sects we have, whatever caste we have, that doesn't matter. All people belonging to this country are Bharat. They constitute Bharat. That is what is said in Constitution of this country. We people of this, we people of this country, having solemnly resolved to constitute ourselves, means Bharat, India, into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to its people justice, equality, liberty, and that leads to creation of fraternity, dignity of individual, and integrity of nation, to so that everybody lives in harmony. And that was preamble, that is preamble to the constitution of this country, which expects that every citizen should do its job as given in 51A, Article 51A of Constitution of this country, which is self-explanatory, and I have already posted that on this video. You can read them. What's our responsibility, what's our duty, and that relates to finally getting the rights and privileges according to this Constitution. We should not forget that we are not a religious-based nation. We are secular nation, and our secularism not same as it defined in some dictionary. It's not defined means we have to take it into our consideration what secularism is. Secularism is that we have not to reject any person. Sorry, we are not required to reject any person who follows whatever faith one professes. We have no right to reject whatever cultures, whatever rituals have been working for centuries or ancient times, until and unless those rituals, those customs do not impact other people. Means under legal controls, under control of law, you are free to profess whatever religion and whatever customs as practiced in your society. That is what is secularism. Secularism does not mean that state is secular. State is secular, of course. State is secular in a way that it does not officially support any religion. It doesn't officially think of religion. It respects each and every religion and sects. That is what our secularism is. Our secularism is not what people understand, what political parties understand. We are free to accept whatever we are, but state has nothing to do with that. State has no involvement in that, and state must understand that also. Speaking of some religion doesn't mean anything here. It is public who has to decide about sects and religions. It's not government, it's not state, it's not constitution that has to decide. It's provided subjects to controls. Controls, of course, is a must, and control is nothing but constitution. It is charter of everybody. Our constitution is a kind of declaration for everybody. It's a charter, official charter, public document. I'm not lawyer, I'm not judge. I am a citizen of this country, and as citizen, I can interpret my way, and I have to understand my way. Interpretation means you have to understand your way. Not to be very serious, it's very important to understand what can we do for us. Means Bharat is Bharat, India is India. Every country has some problems all times, and we too have. We have many problems with us. These problems have always been there. These problems can never be extinguished. These problems can never be eliminated in every aspect. In last 70 years, during our constitutional implementations, much has happened. Many governments have come, many MPs have come, hundreds of MPs have come and gone. People were not very well educated, and sometimes long back, very small population. We had 30 crores in 47, and we of course had partition. People moved from there and there, but that's the history. But why I cannot think? My question is that to myself, why you do not think? If we cannot think, means we are just living for sake of taking food, sleeping, and then getting next day and taking food and sleeping and working. Is that only life? Our constitution says, as our rights and duties, first we have to do our duty. Duty says you have to be loyal to this constitution first of all. You have to abide by this constitution, which you are bound to abide, irrespective of the fact that you may not like it. You may like it, you may not like it, it's up to you. But you cannot say, I don't abide by this. You are bound to abide by the constitution of this country. Should you belong to this country, that is a must. You cannot say no. You have to honor this country. You have to honor all those honors which are recognized one, that is institutions, national flag, national anthem, and whatever. And you have to respect society. You have to respect laws. You have to respect all provisions of this country. You have to respect whatever is respectable, whatever is honorable. And you have to respect those ideals with which our forefathers struggled to get independence from English regime and from others. That is our duty. You have to move scientifically, engineering wise, technologically wise. You have to accept and apply all advancements whichever nation receives and whole world moves on to. You cannot say no, I have to comply by history. History is gone. It's only for teaching you that what was not done, you have to do now. What was mistaken, you have to correct now. That means history learning. History is not a reference. History is a teacher. It teaches you where you're right, where you're wrong. If you're right, you continue that. And if you're wrong, you correct that. You set that right. That's what the teacher says. And currently, you have to do whatever you are doing capable of, and in future you have to think what you are going to do. This is simple. I'm not lecturing on that, but you have to go scientifically. We are not to move based on fictitious ideas, based on, you can say, bhram, you can say delusion, illusion, imagination. No, you cannot do that. On personal level, you can do that. On personal level, you can do whatever you say, but in public, you have to respect on science, engineering, advancements, subjects, education, everything. You cannot say that we have to go to 10,000 years back. Those sciences which are available at that time, you don't know what was available. And moreover, even if it was there, it's not there now. How can you go on that? No books, no records, no text, no working on that. You cannot rely upon that. Our language was Sanskrit, but for me, every language was our language. Sanskrit, English, Hindi, regional languages, French, German, Spanish, and all. All languages are languages. We cannot condemn any language, because language is language. It's an expressive method, expression method, nothing else. Even if you sing English or write English, I speak Hindi, I speak Urdu, I speak German, it doesn't make a difference to me as far as it works. Why to hate something? Why to say Sanskrit is best and other? Sanskrit was best, it's honorable. But it's not moving. And if something is not moving, we are not learning that. You cannot rate reliability on that. How can you rely on that if it's not working? If books are not available, texts are not available, the lectures are not available, education is not available in that script, you cannot rely on that. That it was some time back. So time has changed. So you consider English as Sanskrit. What's the problem with that? After all, it is learning. Is there any language? Do you think there's some language for smiling, for laughing, for jumping, for walking, for eating, for sleeping, for just moving? Some language is there. No, it's called body language. It's called expression language. So do not be fooled for language. Whatever is required is advancement, modernization of sciences, you can say respecting whole world and moving your way. That approach is best because life depends upon economy, upon science, upon all those sectors which are required in current time to move further. Facilities are required, everything is required. But we have to chart out our analysis accordingly. Food, clothes, and housing. These are basic requirements. These can never be denied to anybody, or to each and every citizen have must have facilities to get all this. One needs food, one needs clothes, one needs house and other elementary facilities required. For example, communication, interaction, education, all that which are supportive elements. Supportive elements we cannot deny to anybody. It is a facility, it's a chartered constitution, it's public constitution, and you have a right to that. Politics is something else and society is others. Of course, both are related. But politics has earned a bad name, not only here, everywhere in the world, and we are master of that. We have given very bad name, very bad name to politics. Though politics means service. Politics means service to people, free service to people, or service to people to an extent you can do. You have to serve self actually. Self-service is politics. If you serve self, if you serve other people without any personal gains, interest, that is politics. You have to be polite to your people to serve them. You cannot enslave them. You cannot fight with them. You cannot do injustice to them. You cannot terrorize them. You cannot torment them. And you cannot be a bullet user against them. That is politics. You have to serve people. But that is only imagination. We are living in a world where there is no politics. It is gundaism. It is robism. It is stealing. Politicians are not politicians. They are killers of people. They are, you can say, anti-national politicians. They are anti-social politicians. For them, politics has turned to business. 1947 started with something. 1950 was granted a document. It gave us constitution. And constitution is called a shrine. We call constitution our shrine. Means a self-created profession, a self-created religion. हमने स्वयं बनाया संविधान, किसी और ने नहीं बनाया. हमें अपनी समस्या स्वयं सोल्व करनी है. आजादी के बाद जो हमें मिला उसमें कहा जाता है राजनीति चल रही है. राजनीति जो मतलब होना चाहिए, राज्य की नीति, किस तरह से हम आगे बढ़े, ऐसे हम कैसे रूल्स बनाएं, नियम बनाएं जो हम सब पे लागू हो, उसको लेके हम साथ चले, आगे चले. यही तो मतलब राजनीति का होता है. राज और नीति, हमारी पॉलिसी किस तरह से हम पर राज हो, और राज का मतलब होता है रूल. और इसका एक मतलब और भी होता है कि जो सीक्रेट है, जो गोपनीय है, वो गोपनीय रहना चाहिए और चलना चाहिए. हमारी गोपनीयता कहाँ रह गई है? संविधान हमें बहुत कुछ देता है. समझने की बात है, अभी तक पूरा समझा भी नहीं गया है, किसी ने सारा नहीं समझा है, कोई पढ़ना भी नहीं चाहता है. संविधान का मतलब किताब नहीं है, ये कोई बुक नहीं है खाली. इसके अंदर हमारे आत्मा बसी है, इसके अंदर हमारा भविष्य बसा है, इसके हमारे अंदर बताया कि हमें कैसे चलना है. ये हमारा को स्वयं का दिया हुआ अधिकार है, चार्टर है, अधिकार पत्र हमने स्वयं को दिया है. ये हमारा राज्य पत्र है. हमें ये पत्र बताता है कि देश को किस तरह राज्य चलना है, देश किस तरह आगे बढ़ना है, किस तरह पब्लिक को एक साथ रहना है, किस तरह सबको जीना है. एक दूसरे का अधिकार नहीं छीन सकते. आप अधिकार दे सकते हैं लेकिन ले नहीं सकते. आप चाहे कितने भी ऊंचे क्यों ना हो, देश सबका है. चाहे कोई गधा है या कोई ब्रिलियंट है, चाहे कोई अनपढ़ है या कोई पढ़ा लिखा है, चाहे कोई छोटा है या बड़ा है, ये देश सबका है, अकेले किसी का नहीं है. कोई इसमें चाहे कि मैं हुकूमत करूं, मैं ही सुनो, ऐसा नहीं कहता हमारा संविधान. हमारा संविधान बिल्कुल निष्पक्ष बात करता है, पब्लिक के लिए बात करता है. एक एक शब्द पढ़ोगे तो पता लगेगा. ना कोई जज बड़ा है, ना कोई बड़ा से छोटा है, सब बराबर है संविधान के सामने. अपने अपनी काबिलियत के हिसाब से, अपनी अपनी क्षमता के हिसाब से आपको अपना मान सम्मान मिलेगा, आपको अपना पैसा मिलेगा. जो कमाएंगे आप, जो करेंगे आप, चाहे आप धनवान हो या आप गरीब हो, आपको अपने हिसाब से रहना होगा। या धनवान गरीब की बात इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि हम समाजवाद भी मानते हैं। हम जिस तरह हम कहते हैं हम प्रभु सत्ता संपन्न है, प्रभु सत्ता हम तभी होंगे जब हमें प्रभु का आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। और हमारा प्रभु कौन है? हमारी मेहनत, हमारी आत्मा, हमारी सब कुछ, हमारी ये जब भारत माता जो हमें खाने को भी देती है, सोने को भी देती है, रहने को भी देती है, सब कुछ करने को देती है, वो हमें मिलता है हमारी मेहनत से। अगर किसान खेती नहीं करेगा तो कैसे फसल होगी? एक सोचने की बात है। अगर किसान काम करना बंद कर देगा तो हम क्या खाएंगे? हमारे पैसे किस काम आएंगे? क्या हम बाहर से लाएंगे? सोचने की बात है। अगर वर्षा नहीं होगी तो खेती नहीं होगी, अगर हवा नहीं होगी साफ तो हम सांस नहीं ले सकेंगे, अगर इंडस्ट्री नहीं होगी तो आगे काम नहीं चलेगा, प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगी, कुछ बेच नहीं सकते। आज हालत यह है कि हम सब तरह से पीछे हटे हैं। हमारी स्वतंत्रता के समय जो शिक्षा का स्तर था, क्या आज वो कहाँ पहुंचा? ये भी सोचने की बात है। हमारे देश ने इतने सारे पढ़े लिखे लोग पैदा कर दिए, आज भी है, सत्यता तो यही है। इंजीनियर, डॉक्टर, प्रोफेसर, लेक्चरर, आईएएस वगैरह 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 वगैरह, बीएमएससी, ऑल इतने ज्यादा पढ़ता, आखिर हमारी ये पढ़ाई किस काम आ रही है? पढ़ाई लिखाई किस लिए होती है? पढ़ाई लिखाई इसलिए होती है कि आपका मस्तिष्क अच्छा हो जाए, सोचने की शक्ति बढ़ जाए, हर बात को समझें, हवा में ना उड़ाएं, अंधविश्वास में ना जाएं, अंधविश्वास से बाहर आए, जिंदगी की वास्तविकता को समझें, रियलिटी को समझें। That reality must be understood. That is sole purpose of education. Whatever kind of education you are assuming in, you are getting in. You may be having engineering education, medical education, all of practical education. Without having facts of life, without having theoretical understanding, you cannot do practical understanding. You cannot make it. You cannot get into that. You cannot apply knowledge without having any practical understanding and practical acquaintment. You can say whatever in the engineering or medical science, in both you have to get training, practical training, theoretical training, and internship and all that. And other fields also simply applies. In management also you have to learn from others. What management says, what I understand is just manage, that's it. Manage what? Manage using others' knowledge, others' efforts. This is what management says. Question is, consideration is, education is a must or not a must? What do we think? Our politicians are different because our politicians are not actually well educated. They cannot study well, they do not understand well, they depend upon others, but they are leading this country. We call them leaders, all politicians. First of all, I'm using this word politicians, there's no other way out, because you have to use, people understand only this, but I should say servants to people. Political servants, or you can say servants who can serve people, or those employees who can serve people, but that definition doesn't work, because politicians have converted, if you compare from 1947 onwards to 2019, there is a big variation in political people. That politics, like now you will ask, what's politics? Politics people, political role, yes, it was a political revolution, of course, but that political meaning is different. That was sacrificing politics. That was politics in which there was no expectation of money. That was politics in which there was no aspiration of any position in government. That politics was a sacrifice of politics. That was actually a profession. That was actually a religion. A politics, a religion to liberate your country from those devils who ruled us. That was real politics. Now politics has gone to other way, other side. Gradually, since 1950 onwards, it has gone gradually rising, rapidly growing into negativism. Means from religion politics, it has become robbing politics. Robbing politics. And that is a problem that we have been bound by that. There's a problem. Gradually, with self-initiatives and with self, we can say in their self-ambitions, these politicians have changed our minds, changed our brains, and they gripped us, all these politicians. Congress, BJP, Janasangh, CPI, CPM were there. They all made us understand that political system means political parties. If political system is political parties, then political parties must have certain ethics. They must be our guide. They must be our guardians. But are they really our guardians? Every citizen must think, first of all, These are human beings, all politicians. They think that this nation belongs to them only and they are owners. My simple question to everybody is, people may not agree with this because it's very difficult to make people understand. The state of politics that we are facing today in 2019, there's an understanding built, graved in public minds that nation cannot move without these political parties. An understanding has been built, and this is very in-depth understanding, this very deep-rooted understanding, even in educated people, even in professional, highly profile people. And this cannot be excavated so soon. This not be derooted. And this fact, these political robbers understand too well. They know it, that without us, either we or they means either those in governments or those who are in oppositions, they have a tie, a kind of unwritten agreement. You or me. That's it. If you are there, I am not there, I am in a position. And if I am there, you are in a position. This is a tie. A tie, unknown, invisible tie, which is a fact of life in this nation. And of course, it is elsewhere, but there's honesty. Honesty works in America, law works in America, honesty works in England, law works in England, and same works elsewhere, except in Great Bharat, our nation, where no Krishna, no Rama are staying now because of our dishonesty, and they may not come here because they don't like our nature. They don't like robbers, and we are supporting robbers. They don't like dishonesty, and we are supporting dishonesty. They don't like those who don't value their nation, and we are not valuing our nation. We are directly or indirectly, as citizens of this country, becoming part of that corruption which these leaders have developed. Development of corruption. You say development of corruption. These nations, these politicians have contributed a lot. I'm giving a blank and carpet statement to these politicians. Whatever party they are, I don't care. Only problem is we are accepting them. We are forced to accept them because we have been bound to think that. We have been made by these politicians forced to accept them rightly or wrongly, because a common understanding of a citizen is, if I don't elect this man, who is the other man? It means an imagination, a kind of threat, a kind of concern. Who is that? Means we are so weak, we are so down that we have no confidence in ourselves. Lack of confidence, absence of trust in ourselves, in our souls, in our own. I don't trust my power, my working, but I trust that person whom I don't know. As citizen, I don't respect myself, my knowledge, my truth, my power, my potential, but I trust that person whom I never know, never met in my life. I don't know that person's character, and I want to move that person. Do you understand what I mean? I don't trust myself, I don't trust my people, I trust that no person who is a robber. If he's not a robber, he will become a robber. Many people came. Many revolutions occurred after achieving our freedom. Recently, many people came. We will change, we will change, we will change. People came, I don't want to name. They came successfully. They reached to those offices successfully, but they became a part again of that system. So what was the achievement? They became politicians rather than becoming public servants, rather than becoming service to society. They also joined politics. and they have become same part. They become dirty water. Of course, they may be successful, not successful, that I'm not talking about. My issue is how and where activism does exist. Is activism left, or there's no room for activists? Is it necessary to join political party to come to power, or people approve you to come to power directly? I am not aspiring of power. Question is, we have to understand our public, our nation, our constitution, and if you see it through our political mirror, political party's mirror, this country can never improve. This country can never improve. That is my concern, and that I want to transfer this concern to all my friends, all my nation, all my friend, all my citizens, fellow citizens. Please try to change your contemplation. हम चाहते हैं हमारे देश के लोग ये समझें कि सब वो नहीं सही है जो हमें दिखता है। हम डिपेंड करते हैं राजनीतिक दलों पे, राजनीति दल कहा जाता है उनको, जबकि वो राजनीति नहीं करते, झूठ नीति करते हैं, फ्रेमी की नीति करते हैं, पब्लिक को बेवकूफ बनाने की नीति करते हैं। ऐसा कोई काम नहीं करते जिसे कहा सकता है कि देश के हित में हो। उनका ही हित देश का हित है, वो जो कहते हैं वो सही है। एक दूसरे पे आरोप लगाना, बस ये अपोजिशन है, मैं राज कर रहा हूँ, मैं अपोजिशन हूँ, ये राज कर रहा है, इससे आगे वो नहीं जाना चाहते, क्योंकि वो दोनों मिले हुए हैं। 5 साल तुम्हारे तो 5 साल हमारे, चलो एग्रीमेंट कर लेते हैं, खाए जाओ। जिस तरह ठेकेदारी मिलने के लिए पूलिंग की जाती है, हम 4-5 पार्टी मिल गए, चलो टेंडर डाल देते हैं मिलके, भाई तूने कितना रेट दिया, तुम्हारा कितना रेट है, हम थोड़ा इधर उधर डाल देते हैं, इस बार काम तेरा, अगली बार काम मेरा, पिछली बार काम मेरा, चौथी बार मेरा। इस तरह की बेईमानी नहीं चलती है क्या? पूल कहा जाता है जिसको, ये राजनीतिक पूलिंग है। आज बीजेपी, कल कांग्रेस, फिर बीजेपी, फिर ये, फिर वो, ये भी एक तरह की धोखेबाजी है। फिर हम इनके चुंगल में क्यों फंस जाते हैं? क्यों फंस जाते हैं इनके चुंगल में? भाई कोई ऑप्शन नहीं, हम क्या करें? कोई अल्टरनेटिव नहीं, मैं क्या करें भाई, हम कहां से लाएं? अरे भाई अल्टरनेटिव कहां से आएगा? आसमान से आएगा क्या? कोई दूसरा कहां से आएगा? सोचिए, अगर ये बात गांधी सोचता, ये बात सुभाष सोचता, तो वो कुछ भी नहीं करते। उन्होंने किया, आगे चले, देश को कहां से कहां लाके रखा दिया। देखिए आपको कितने साल पुरानी आपकी गुलामी से बाहर रख दिया सबने, मेहनत करके, स्ट्रगल करके। वो नहीं है, उसका फायदा वो नहीं उठा रहे। फायदा कौन उठा रहे? हम जैसे लोग जो हरामखोर हैं, हम लोग जो देश के बारे में कुछ सोचना नहीं चाहते, हम लोग जो खा रहे पीना चाहते, मेरी पैकेज इतनी होनी चाहिए, पढ़े से पढ़ा लिखा आदमी ये सोचता है। कोई पढ़ जाता है तो अपने बच्चों को भी उतने उत्सव, मेरे बच्चों को पढ़ाई करके ये पैकेज चाहिए, मुझे इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि दूसरे का क्या हाल है, मेरा परिवार आगे बढ़ गया बस बहुत है, मुझे क्या भारत में क्या होता है, आग लगती है, धुआं उठता है, मुझे मतलब इस बात से नहीं है। और वो लोग हैं, कल को दूसरा देश यहाँ राज करने आएगा, वो उनको हार पहनाएंगे, उन्हें भारत से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है। मेरी गाड़ी सही चलनी चाहिए, भाड़ में जाए, कोई मरता है तो मर जाए। देश की सोच अगर उस तरफ हो जाए, देश का पढ़ा लिखा इंसान, भारत का नागरिक ये सोचने लग जाए, चाहे वो कितना भी बड़ा पढ़ा लिखा हो, कोई भी बड़ा प्रोफेशनल हो,